Nothing beats the smell of a freshly baked cake wafting from the oven. The aroma fills the entire house, creating an atmosphere of warmth and comfort. It's a smell that brings back fond memories of childhood and holidays. Remember those special occasions when the whole family gathered around the table, eagerly waiting for that first slice? Making a cake from scratch is easier than you might think. With just a few basic ingredients and a little bit of time, you can create something truly magical. You can enjoy that wonderful homemade taste any day of the week. Imagine the joy of biting into a soft, moist cake that you made with your own hands. This recipe is perfect for beginners, with simple steps and easy-to-find ingredients. Flour, sugar, eggs, butter. Everything you need is probably already in your kitchen. Let's get started. This recipe will make you feel like a star baker in no time. Decorating your cake with frosting and sprinkles adds that extra touch of creativity and fun. It's quick, it's easy, and it always turns out delicious. Watching the cake rise in the oven is like witnessing a small miracle. So gather your ingredients, preheat that oven, and let's get baking. Share the joy of homemade cake with your loved ones and create new memories that will last a lifetime. Before we start, let's gather everything we need. Having all your ingredients measured and ready will make the process even smoother. For this easy cake recipe, you will need 1.5 cups all-purpose flour, 1 cup granulated sugar, half a cup unsalted butter, softened, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract, and 3/4 cup milk. That's it! Simple ingredients for a simply delicious cake. Now, let's move on to the fun part: mixing. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. This step is crucial to ensure that your cake bakes evenly and rises properly. While the oven is preheating, take a 9 by 13-inch baking pan and grease it thoroughly with butter. After greasing, lightly dust the pan with flour. This combination of butter and flour will create a non-stick surface. This will prevent your cake from sticking to the pan, making it easier to remove once baked. In a large mixing bowl, cream together the softened butter and sugar until the mixture becomes light and fluffy. This process incorporates air into the batter, which helps the cake to rise. Using an electric mixer is ideal, but if you don't have one, a whisk and some elbow grease will do the trick. Next, add the eggs one at a time. Make sure to mix well after each addition to ensure that the eggs are fully incorporated into the batter. Stir in the vanilla extract. This will add a wonderful aroma and flavor to your cake. In a separate bowl, whisk together the dry ingredients: flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, alternating with the milk. This method helps to keep the batter smooth and prevents lumps. Mix until just combined. Be careful not to overmix, as this can make the cake dense and tough. Your batter is now ready to be poured into the prepared pan and baked to perfection. Section 4. Baking and cooling your cake. Pour the batter into the prepared baking pan and spread evenly. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes, or until a wooden skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. Once baked, let the cake cool in the pan for 10 minutes before inverting it onto a wire rack to cool completely. Cooling the cake properly ensures it will be moist and hold its shape. Section 5. Tips for a moist and delicious cake. Here are a few extra tips to ensure your cake is moist and delicious every time. Use room temperature ingredients. This helps them blend together more easily. Don't overmix the batter. Overmixing can develop too much gluten, resulting in a tough cake. Test for doneness with a toothpick. If it comes out clean, your cake is ready. Cool the cake completely before frosting. This prevents the frosting from melting and sliding off. Section 6. Creative cake variations. Once you've mastered this basic recipe, the possibilities are endless. You can let your imagination run wild and create cakes that are not only delicious, but also visually stunning. Here are a few ideas for variations. Add half a cup of chocolate chips to the batter for a chocolate chip cake. The melted chocolate will create delightful pockets of gooey goodness in every bite. Stir in half a cup of chopped nuts, like walnuts or pecans, for a nutty crunch. This adds a wonderful texture and a rich, earthy flavor to your cake. Replace the milk with the same amount of fruit juice for a burst of flavor. Orange juice, lemon juice, or even apple juice can give your cake a refreshing twist. Once the cake has cooled, frost it with your favorite frosting and decorate with sprinkles. You can also use fresh fruits, edible flowers, or even candy to make your cake look as good as it tastes. Baking a cake from scratch is a rewarding experience. It allows you to control the ingredients and customize the flavors to your liking. This easy recipe is a great starting point for any aspiring baker. It's simple enough for beginners, but versatile enough for experienced bakers to experiment with. So go ahead, preheat that oven and enjoy the wonderful aroma and taste of homemade goodness. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of creating a delicious cake from scratch and sharing it with loved ones.